Now that I've caught your attention, tonight we're going to discuss the issues between commercial fishing and recreational fishing. A lot of you tonight are on the recreational side as to fishing for fun and having a good time out on the water, catching fish, fishing wherever you'd like to fish. My standpoint is coming from the commercial aspect of fishing. Commercial fishing plays a large role in our economy as a whole, especially living here on the coast. There are many jobs, from working at the seafood restaurants to working on the actual fishing boats themselves that go out and catch the fish. Those people spend long days going out and catching fish to bring into your table, to your restaurants, to your grocery stores. This is not just where it ends. These fish are then transported all over the United States to help feed and fund other people as they eat and as their jobs. The fish, once they are caught, they're not actually just processed and given away. They're turned into a business aspect. It also pertains to marketing and other business related aspects. The food content you can think of anything you can eat has some type of fish oil, fish, shellfish, oysters, crabs, anything to do with fish. It plays a large role in our normal diet and anything else that goes along with it. Whether you like seafood or not, there's a lot of it that goes into it. Another aspect that I would like to talk to you about is the gear. A lot of people think that just since you're a sports fisherman or you're a commercial fisherman or you do it as a business, that you've got all this nice gear that catches more fish and you're taking away from their fishing. And you're really not. The people that are commercial fishing are fishing so far off the coast that they don't really have an influence on the recreational fishing. Most recreational fishermen fish between 1 to 5 miles of shore and are catching the standard fish that migrate up and down the coast. When these commercial fishermen are going out 24, 48, 72 hours at a time, and they're fishing larger, broader areas and catching a larger species of fish, people see when they come back in that they just have tons and tons of fish. Of course they have more fish. They're fishing a larger fish habitat and are able to bring in more fish based upon the gear and everything else that they have. A large part of it comes too when you think, oh, well, we're fishing with a number 72 lure, whereas they're fishing 15 number 72 lures, which gives them a lot more of a chance to catch these larger fish. Another aspect comes into the crab fishing. People say, oh, well, you can't fish for crabs. Well, there's a large part of fishing that actually does come from crabbing. On TV, you can see the show Deadliest Catch, where they actually go out, and those people are out for days at a time bringing in these large Alaskan crabs. These crabs play a large role again in our fishing and businesses, and which turn into our economy. They have all the oils and everything that come along with the fish. We provide everything else. Catching those crabs also brings in a large endeavor through all the gear and stuff that they have to have in order to catch these crabs, which turns into the business aspects for other people who make, manufacture, sell, and even carry these in their sporting goods shops. Most people fish with crab baskets or crab bags. The crab bags are more of a net-based material, which are spread out in order to draw the crabs in which they can't escape through one outlet. Whereas on the Deadliest Catch show, you'll see they're fishing large 6x6 pots that have multiple entryways with no exit holes. These are normally baited with large menhaden or other fish like these that can be caught in large groups in order to suffice the cheap aspect of bringing these crabs into your table and your restaurants. Another topic that I would like to bring up is the population aspect. A commercial fisherman is not just someone who goes out and catches fish and brings them back to your table and there it goes. They actually have a large play in the population and regulations of these fish. They can't go out and catch whatever kind of fish they want whenever. They have to catch a certain type of fish for certain seasons. This limits the number of fish that they can bring in at one time and how they can catch them and manufacture the fish and to bring to your table. They have very strict regulations. One person that runs a boat might have to have just a captain's license or something like that, whereas these people have to have commercial fishing licenses, captain's licenses, and other certifications in order to suffice the ability for them to be a commercial fisherman. While the recreational population says that the commercial fishermen take away all of their fish and they're not able to catch as many fish as they used to, which might be true, but in all realization, the commercial aspect does not take anything away from the recreational fishing. The recreational fishermen tend to be in such small quantities and such sparse fishing that they don't have the opportunity to catch as many, which doesn't help regulate the population. So all in all, the commercial fishing does play a huge role in how all of our ecosystems are regulated, how the food is brought to the table, and how the actual habitats are made. There are actually specific habitats made for fish that you are not allowed to fish in. This putting a hinder on what the actual commercial fisherman can catch compared to what a recreational fisherman can catch. A commercial fisherman is only allowed to fish around these habitats or in large open water. They're not allowed to fish in the condensed areas where the fish habitats are. These fish habitats contain structure and other regulations in which protects the fish and keeps them where they're able to breed and continue growing. And that is why commercial fishing should be upheld instead of all of the other fishing and recreational fishermen saying that commercial fishing is hindering them instead of bettering us in the long run.